I see a lot of people that make videos on YouTube and they talk about, casinos, gambling ruined my life. It destroyed my life. You also see a lot of videos, drugs ruined my life, cigarettes ruined my life, alcohol ruined my life. Okay. You kind of start to go into this whole like addiction thing and start asking yourself, is addiction real? I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. This is a very controversial subject. Okay. I believe that addiction is real. I do. But I also believe that you got to understand something. There's a thing called being a responsible adult. And you have to say to yourself, is addiction so powerful? Is addiction so powerful that it takes away that natural instinct that all of us have to be responsible people? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a lot of analogies. Okay. I'm going to give you a lot of analogies. Okay. Maybe the thing is, it's about consequence. Maybe that's what it's about, consequence. I think that if all of you were walking down the street, I'll give you an example, and you look at a bank. Okay. So let's talk about, I really want you to think about this. And you know that that bank has millions and millions of dollars in cash. So why can't you say, I'm addicted to cash? Like, why can't you make that argument? Can't you make that argument? I'm addicted to cash. What's the square footage of your house, my dude? I don't know, close to three, I think 3,000 square feet, something like that. It's an average house. It's nothing, I like it. I got a big backyard. I got a big in-ground swimming pool. You know what I mean? It's a nice house. You know what I mean? But it's just it does the trick. It does the job, Lloyd. I'm gonna be moving on up. By the end of this year, I'm gonna have a much bigger house. I'm gonna have a lot more properties, but that's a whole different topic, you know what I mean? Well, I've done many videos. Like if you look on YouTube, I've done many videos of my house, the whole house. I've done like hundreds of them where, especially on my live streams. Right now, everybody's sleeping, brother. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't do a tour at this point, but I'm actually having a conversation on this live stream because it's something really dear to my heart. Okay, I see a lot of people that become addicted to things. Whether it be addicted to gambling, whether it be addicted to alcohol, whether it be addicted to drugs, whether it be addicted to food, okay. And I really want to talk about something that I feel is the true problem. Okay. And it's not addiction. I think what the true problem is consequence. Sometimes, like I'll give you an example, we can handle consequences of losing things, like for instance, whether it is that we lose money or whether we lose property or whether we lose assets. But you see, like this is what makes the law great. Nobody wants to go to jail, right? Okay. So like here's an example. Let's say you're walking down the street and you see a bank. Don't we all know that a bank has like millions of dollars in it, right? We know this, right? Or if you're walking, you're walking down Wall Street, Federal Reserve, or Fort Knox in Kentucky, right? They have billions and billions of dollars like in gold, right? What's up, Police Academy? Why don't people rob Fort Knox, right? Why don't they rob the Federal Reserve? Why don't they go say, I want all the gold bullion? Why don't they, like the movie? You ever see the movie Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis? Why don't they go there with trucks, load up the trucks with all the gold bullion like they did in the movie, and they're good to go. They got maybe 100 billion plus dollars, right? Because they're gonna go to jail, right? Or they're gonna get killed, right? Okay. So the thing is that I'm trying to make a point here, right? Name a car. I don't know. Name a car. All right, instead of doing it, how about I do a normal car? How about I do a Honda Accord? I always do luxury cars. I'll do a standard car. How about a Honda Accord? Okay, you can make that nice if you want to. Hook it up with nice rims, right? Sport it up. I had a Honda Accord when I was 21 years old. I had a spoiler. I had the sports package. It was like a hot black car. It was really low to the ground. Okay, Toyota, fine. Toyota Camry, whatever. Just a standard car, not a luxury car, standard car. So anyway, getting back, I'm just trying to make a point. I think what it is consequences that people could accept. This is the key. Black. Consequences that people could accept. Okay, like so think about it. Why don't we commit crimes? Why don't we commit crimes? Because there's consequences we can't accept, right? We don't want to go to jail. Maybe that's what the true problem is. Maybe because I've seen a lot of people who are gamblers. Like I'll give you an example, right? I saw this friend of mine one time. He lost $50,000 at the casino. Okay. And he was so angry and so pissed off, but yet he walked out of there like a gentleman. Like, he walked out and he was very respectful to the security guards. He didn't cause a scene. He lost $50,000. $50,000. And he walked out of there like a complete, utter gentleman. Didn't cause any scenes, didn't argue with no one, was very respectful. So you ask yourself, I really want you to think, I don't want you to think I'm a psychopath. I really want you to think about the mentality of people. How can a person lose $50,000 but yet not cause a scene, like not wreck the place? You know what I mean? Not like pick up the garbage freaking pail, blast it through the window, knock over the roulette table, right? Start throwing chips at everybody at the table, not cause a freaking scene because they know they're gonna get arrested. Like I want you to think about this. They know they're gonna go to prison. That's why they don't do it. So then you might say to yourself, but why does that same person lose $50,000? Like why? Maybe it's because they know that the damage they're inflicting to themselves, they can handle a certain amount of damage. They're like, look, I can handle losing $50,000, but I can't handle going to jail. So you might say, what the F are you talking about, Ava? What is the point of this conversation? The point of this conversation is that if we could all convince ourselves, okay, this might be the answer to all addictions, okay? If we could all convince ourselves before we go to a casino or before you do anything of an addictive nature, can we accept the consequence? Like you see how we all say, like what prevents us from robbing a bank? What prevents us from breaking the law? We don't want to go to jail. So maybe we say to ourselves before we go to a casino, what consequence can I not handle? You understand? Like the way you can't handle going to a jail. I can't handle losing a certain amount of money. So you want to hear what the simple solution would be? Like let's say to yourself, I cannot handle losing $10,000. Okay, so now I'm deriving at the point. I'm deriving at the point. The point is don't take $10,000 with you. Okay, it's that simple, you friggin' psychopathic lunatics. Don't bring your credit cards, right? Don't have any other access. Like don't have your credit cards, don't have ATM cards. That's it. Nothing. Okay. Only bring the money to the casino that you're willing to like lose. So let's say if I lost $1,000, it won't be so bad. I can live with that. I can live with losing $1,000. I can't live I can't live with losing $10,000. So if you know, like you have to have this mental conversation with yourself before you go to a casino. You have to like just have a little alone time, a little one-on-one time, and say to yourself, what consequence can I not accept? What consequence can I not accept? I can't accept losing $10,000. What can you accept losing? I can accept losing $1,000 won't change my life in any way, shape, or form. I might win or I might lose the thousand. Now, let's say even $1,000 is too much money for you. You got to have an honest heart to heart with yourself. Okay. Maybe 1,000 is too much. I can accept losing $500. I can accept it. If I lose $500, it's not going to kill me. It's not going to, it's not going to break the bank. Nothing bad is good. So then you bring only $500 with you. You have no access to credit cards, no markers, and you have to go there with the mentality. This is what I'm trying to make all of you understand, that you're going to lose. Think of it this way: I'm going to lose this $500. So see, so I hate it when people like, I hate it when people. Oh, I see that you're done. Hulk Hogan, what's up? Good morning, brother. I got to check out that black Honda. or whatever you made. We're talking a little bit about addiction right now, Hulk Hogan. That's the point of this live stream is addiction. I'm really tired of people. It is rigged, but Hulk Hogan, let me tell you the difference. I go to casinos a lot. I'm going to tell you something, brother. I go to casinos a lot. As long as you have a certain, okay, let me just explain to you what the point of this live stream is. Is if you have a certain like plan, you're not going to ever get really hurt at a casino. This is what I'm. See, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this live stream, so I'll kind of just give you. I'll repeat it a little bit. Like I think what it is with people, they go to a casino thinking they're going to win. Hulk Hogan. This is the first. Here's the first mistake people make. They go to the casino thinking I'm winning. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win a lot of money, and they start. They have this attitude like I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win $100,000. I'm gonna win the jackpot. I'm gonna win. Okay, so that's the first mistake people make. You got to go to the casino thinking you're going to lose. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You got to go there say I've already whatever I'm bringing with me. I lost. You got to go there with a negative perspective. I'm going to lose. Okay, so now once you come to that conclusion, how much money are you prepared to lose? Like how much money can you lose that won't affect your life? That won't affect your life. So you see, everyone's in a different financial position. If you're Dana White, you know what I mean. You could probably lose 100,000. It won't matter to you. If you're Dana White, you could lose $1 million in a night, and it won't matter to you. You guys are a friggin' billionaire, okay? But let's say you're just a regular average Joe. You're an average Joe. So you say to yourself, how much money can I lose where it won't affect me? Okay, $1,000. Okay, let's just call it $1,000. You bring $1,000 with you to the casino. Expect to lose it. Expect to lose it. Okay. And now you might say, but Apefather, it doesn't make any sense what you're saying. Are you telling people that you want them to lose money? No, I'm not telling them I want them to lose money. I'm just trying to, I'm tired of hearing people say casinos ruin their lives. People ruin lives. Okay? People ruin lives. People do things in excess. This is what the problem is with people. Everybody does things in excess. It's like you go to a bar, or I'll give you an example. Let's say you're out with a couple of your buddies and you want to have a couple of drinks. Okay, have a couple of drinks. Do you have to go over the top? Do you have to have 10 shots of friggin' Jameson? Do you have to have doubles? You know what I mean? See, people do things in excess, and this is what ruins their lives. I'm hoping to win, but if I lose it, it was the cost of having a good time for the day, plus perks added to my car like a free room or free dinner. Nothing is free. Well, then you have the right attitude. You have the right attitude, Hulk Hogan. Unfortunately, if you watch these videos on people, you ever watch videos on YouTube about how they say people say gambling ruined my life? But again, it's like, is it really gambling or is it you? Is it gambling or is it you? Like I'm going to tell you a story. A buddy of mine, his name was Adam. Okay, this is a guy who was a doctor. If you could actually believe this, okay, highly educated guy, PhD. He was a physical therapist, but he had a PhD. He had a 12-year college degree. So he had the title doctor. You see, now you would think something like this would be sensible, right? Would be responsible, logical. He goes to the casino with $10,000 in cash. He's a friend of mine. Lost the entire 10,000. Now he's there with his family. His brother's there. His sister's there. From what I understand, he borrowed another $10,000 from his brother. Lost that. Borrowed another $10,000 from his sister. Lost that. I'm not even effing kidding you. Borrowed, I think, another 10,000 from the mother. They had money, this family. Lost that. So he lost about 40K. Then he goes and he gets a marker. He gets, whatever it is, I don't know, for another, say, 25,000. Loses that. At the end of the night, he's ready to friggin' commit suicide, this guy. He's ready to kill. I had to literally stop him. Like, the guy was ready to hang himself in his room. Okay? And you know what he says to me? Casinos are evil, Rich. This is what he says to me. This place is evil, man. This place is evil. This place, it ruined my entire life. It ruined my life, Rich. It destroyed my life. It destroyed my career. It destroyed my family. But then I'm saying to myself, Why would you do that? So now people will call it addiction. That's what they'll say. It's an addiction. I have an addiction. That's why I did it, Rich. I can't stop. I have an addiction. Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. If it's really true, why is his family giving him this money if they know that he has an addiction? So, see, you got to kind of really dive into this and really analyze it and really try to figure what the true problem really is here. Like, what is the problem? Is it the family? Are the family deranged? Because why did the brother give him $10,000? Why did the sister give him $10,000? Right? Why did the mother give him $10,000? Why did they even allow him to go to the casino when they know that this guy has a tremendous effing problem? Why are they supporting his addiction? Okay. And another thing is like, why is this guy doing this? Like, what is the purpose of what he's doing? Okay. So, anyway, I'm going to get to the point. Okay. I feel it's a two-step point. It's a two-step point. People go to casinos because they think they're going to win. As soon as you do that, as soon as you do that, as soon as you go to a casino and you think you're going to win, you've already set yourself up for some kind of a massive, massive problem that you're going to regret. A massive, massive, massive problem that you know you're going to regret. You got to go to a casino knowing you're going to lose. That's now you might wind up winning. That's going to be the next part of the conversation. You might wind up winning, but you got to go to the casino. I'm going to lose. I'm going to have a fun night. That's it. Go there for entertainment. That's normality. You're going there to have a fun night. Like, think about this. When you go to a restaurant, right? You know, I go to restaurants a lot, right? When you go to a restaurant, don't you know you have to spend money? Like, don't you know you have to spend money? Don't you know that? Like, or do you think the food is free? So you're going to the restaurant knowing you're bringing money with you, right? Knowing whether it be cash, whether it be credit, whatever the case may be. You know you have to pay for that dinner. You're not expecting the food to be free, right? So let's say you're going to the restaurant and you know you got to spend $300. So you're going to have money on you, right? Okay. And that's the price for eating, and that's the price to have fun. You're going to a restaurant knowing you're going to lose. It's not really that you're losing, you're buying food. You're getting something for your money. You're getting value for your money, okay? But you accept that, right? But yet when people go to casinos, they don't accept that. They don't accept that. They think like that $300 they're gonna bring is gonna turn to $3 million. They're crazy, these people. They're delusional Norman Bates psychopaths. I gamble at online sports, bet MGM. Some days I win, other days I lose, but it's fun for me, and that what it's all about, fun. Okay, BC, you seem to have Hulk Hogan. You seem to have the right attitude. You're doing it for fun. You're gambling money that is not going to like endanger your life. You're not going to lose your house. You're not going to lose your car. You're not destroying your entire life. Really what the topic of this, like, you have it under control. The topic of this live stream are for people who are saying that gambling casinos are ruining their lives. That's the thing. And they're blaming it on the casino. Okay. They're blaming it on it's the casino's fault. Okay. Does the casino force you to go there? Think about, or even when you bet online sports. Like, is there something like calling to you? Like, are you like I don't know, like, are you hearing voices? What's that guy, Dave Berkowitz? Remember the son of Sam? Like, remember the dog? The dog spoke to him. The dog said, kill, kill, right? Like, are you hearing voices that are forcing you to make a bet? Are people being forced to go to a casino? Like, are the casinos driving to your house? Like, are they sending like one of their representatives to your house, at gunpoint, and they're forcing you into a car? They're forcing you to the casino. They're forcing you to take a certain amount of money. They're forcing you to take that money out of your pocket and put it on the thing. No, none of this is happening. Okay. So it's not the casino's fault. Right. I'm getting to the point. It's not the casino's fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. This is what I'm trying to make people understand. I can't stand these videos. I see them all over YouTube. People like the casino lost the casino. I lost my house. I lost my car. I lost my savings. I'm addicted. I need help. I'm addicted. You need help. That there's no question about that. But I'm trying to help people with this live stream. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to help people to avoid people ruining their lives. I don't want to see people ruin their lives. That's the point. But I think that this same rule applies to the stock market. I think that this, like, all right, I'll give you an example. Hulk Hogan, right? I had a lot of people that used to call me up. I remember this one guy, and he used to say to me, Apefather, I am never going to sell my AMC shares. This is what he would say to me. He goes, my children have not eaten. My children have not eaten for 3 days. It was like the most craziest thing I've ever heard of my entire life. My children have not eaten in 3 days, Apefather, but I will not sell my AMC. That's psychotic, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? I sent this guy $300. I sent this guy money. I felt bad for him. I mean, I was like, brother, feed your kids. I can't do this stuff no more because look, too many people took advantage of me. But this is what I was. It's kind of like when I first started my YouTube channel. I was doing this stuff. I might wind up doing things down the line to help people, but more like of a different like kind of concept, kind of like a fun thing, like a how much, how far thing. We'll talk about that some other time. But I felt so bad for this guy. He's like, I will not sell my AMC shares. I don't care if my kids starve. I will not sell my AMC shares. Once again, these are people who are putting too much money in the stock market. They're putting money that they cannot afford. You can't do that. It's the same thing with the stock market. You hear about people, oh my God, like, Apefather, I lost everything. I lost a tremendous, but why did you lose everything? Why did you risk everything? See, I was criticized. People always thought I put all of my money in AMC. It wasn't true. What I did, and it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I'll never do it again. I put my liquid money. It was my at the time. It was my available liquidity. I had a couple of 100K. But listen, this wasn't money. People made it seem like somehow that I put my house into. I didn't put my house into AMC. I had a house. I have savings, which see savings to me is different than spendable cash. People, that's another thing. People can't differentiate between spendable cash and savings. I have a safe deposit box. I have savings. I have cash. I have gold. I have savings. Savings to me is something I never mess with. I don't mess with it. But then sometimes I have what's called spendable cash, liquidity. Now, spendable cash could be spent on a lot of things. It could be spent on food. I call it fun coupons, where like I'll take out $2,000, let's just say. I'll take out $2,000. To me, that's my fun coupons. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to go to restaurants, whatever it is. If I want to go to a casino, I want to take a little risk, but that's spendable cash. But what I did which was very stupid. I normally didn't do this. Okay, is that I really believed in AMC. I took a big risk, and I took literally all of my that savings, spendable cash. Okay, and I literally put it into AMC like a friggin' psychopathic nut job. I don't do that no more. Now I got everything finally under control of my life. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to kind of, and this is why I want to make these videos. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to help people. I want people to say to themselves, there's nothing wrong in life with having fun, but you have to know how to control the urges that we all have. We all have urges, and we have to control our urges, and we have to be responsible, and we have to be smart. And, one of the things I do, and I think this will be helpful to people, right, is you have to separate your money. You have to separate your money. Like, so I'll give you an example. Money has to be saved, and then you have to have certain money that you need to survive and bills, and you have certain money you need for taxes, right? We all do. I have this system I've been using lately. Maybe this could help you. I don't know. I call it the 30-30-40 rule. Okay, 30-30-40. Maybe this could help you out. Okay, so let's say you make $10,000, okay, in a month. Does Jen enjoy the casino? Only the entertainment side of it, not the casino, not gambling. restaurants, shows, family fun. There's a lot of stuff you could do at Atlantic City and Vegas. People don't realize it, besides like, gambling, there's a lot of great restaurants. There's a lot of, you can go see all these shows and all this. She likes that shopping. She likes to go shopping. She wants nothing to do with gambling. Nothing to do with gambling. But anyway, so if you make $10,000, what I try to do now is I take like $3,000 and I say to myself, I'm gonna save this money for a future investment. So that's right there, 30%, right? I'm gonna put it aside. This could be used. Now it's all about real estate for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm only interested in real estate. So I'm saving up a whole bunch of money right now for real estate investing. Another $3,000, 30% is for taxes. So you put that aside for Uncle Sam. You say, okay, so 30% is for Uncle Sam. 30% is for like some kind of, you always have to have savings. See, every dollar that you ever have, people don't do this. People don't do this. They don't preserve money. They don't preserve money. And then 40% I live on. Okay. So let's say it's $10,000. I'm just giving you an example, right? $10,000. 30% for Uncle Sam. 30% you put aside for future like savings. Whatever it should be a smart investment though. That's the thing. I learned my lesson with all these friggin' stupid. I actually hate the stock market. If you want to know the truth, I want nothing to do with the stock market. I'm slowly changing. I'm slowly changing it to 100% just real estate. That's you're gonna see by the end of this year, Apefather is gonna be just real estate. It's gonna be just no more stock market. The only thing with I believe in Trump. I believe in Donald J. Trump. I believe he's gonna be the 47th president. That's a whole separate animal. That's why I believe in DWAC. Okay, I started getting involved with DWAC at $14 a share, but that's a whole that's another conversation. But other than Trump, other than DWAC, I really don't want nothing to do too much with the stock market anymore, and I'm slowly edging only into real estate. But that could be a good way for people. Like I'm just trying to help people out. So let's say you make $10,000, 30% you save the money. You save it for some kind of a future investment like real estate. 30% for Uncle Sam. Now $4,000 you live on it. That's now you got a budget, right? You say how much money do I need for food? How much money do I need, whatever it is, to pay my bills? How much money do I need to survive? And so that's why you got to make a lot of money in this world. See, you people don't realize it. It's crazy nowadays to survive, isn't it? Isn't it hard to survive? I mean, with this inflation, with that cost of living, you need to make a shit. Like I have like around 50,000 that comes in every month, and I got to tell you, I struggle. It's not a joke, man. It's like it's hard for me. Someone like me, I need to make it insane about the money because I'm a big spender. I really am. Like I like to go out for 300, $400 dinners. Sometimes I like fast food too. I mean, and even fast food is expensive. I go out to friggin' McDonald's. I'll spend $100. It's no joke. It's great. Everything is so much money. You go to the supermarket. I was at the supermarket the other day. I spent $400. I bought I got a lot of cold cuts. I I got poor set. I get every cold cut you could ever imagine. Genoa salami, Swiss cheese. I get provolone cheese. I get domestic and imported provolone. A little super side, a little everything I get. I get everything. And just the cold cuts alone are like friggin' $100. Then my wife gets all her snacks. She's on her keto thing. Everything gotta be sugar free with her. The kids, they go crazy. They get all their friggin' snacks, all their drinks. And I say to myself, at the end of the day, it's like $400 at the supermarket. We don't even have that much food. Like I think it was just the cold cuts. I said to my wife, I'm like, did you get any chicken cutlets? She goes, no. Like, did you get chopped meat? No. Now I got to go back to the supermarket and spend another $300. It's crazy. But you might be like, hey, Father, you're going on a lot of different directions here with this. I guess what the point is, you got to have control in life with everything you do because you can see even going to the supermarket, if you don't have control. Typically, what I try to do is I try to get food that I want for the day. That's why why I like going to restaurants a lot. A lot of people think that I'm a psycho, but why I like going to the restaurants is that whatever money you're spending, You're getting food for that day. You don't have to clean up. You know what I mean? You don't have to prepare the food. Someone's preparing the food for you. You're enjoying the food, right? And you're not typically going crazy in the sense that you're getting food for tomorrow. When you go to a supermarket, you ever notice like you get food, sometimes you don't even use the food. You wind up getting food like, oh, I might at some point I might want Cheez-Its. At some point I might want Oreos. At some point I might want Chips Ahoy. At some point I might want this. And then you stack up your pantry, you got all this food, and sometimes you don't even eat that food. You don't even eat that food for like a month. That's why I prefer going to restaurants. Because it's just, in other words, you're serving the purpose of that day. I'm getting myself a porterhouse steak. I'm getting myself salad, whatever it is, soup, maybe a nice Italian cheesecake, a little cup of coffee. So I'm serving the purpose of that day. I'm not going. Anyway. I'm rambling, but people go to supermarkets. They spend way too much money, man. They spend way too much money because they, once again, it's all discipline. People, I think that's what's happening. None of us have discipline in life with anything. We don't have discipline in anything we do. And that's why before we do anything in this world, we have to have discipline. Some people have it. Hulk Hogan seems like he's a very level headed guy. He seems like he's a very smart guy. But so many people in this world don't have discipline. They put too much money in the stock market. They put money that they can't lose. They bring too much money to the casinos because they think they're going to win. They go into the casinos with the attitude, I'm going to win. I'm going to bring 20,000 with me. Bad decision. Bad decision. You should only, I say this on all my casino videos. I don't know if you watch any of the videos I make, my roulette videos. I say, I start off the video by saying, I do not condone gambling. You should only gamble for fun and entertainment and only gamble what you could afford to lose. I say this in the beginning of all my casino videos. And people don't realize how important that disclaimer is. I'm heading up to Patterson end of April to visit my uncle. We should hit the casino while I'm up there. I have the mask, armor vest, and weapons. Wow. Not too shabby, brother. You seem like you got, look, you seem like you got it together. But there's a lot of people that don't got it together. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of people who are doing things in excess. That's where this is what I'm driving at. It doesn't even matter what it is. If you do anything in excess, anything, you're going to get yourself in trouble in life. Whether it's gambling, whether it's the stock market, even eating. I've been criticized that I eat a lot. Look, here's what I got to tell you about that. A lot of people don't realize a lot of times the food that you see, I'm sharing it with my whole family. Like people don't understand this. Like I don't eat necessarily all the food like that you're seeing. You know what I mean? Like that time when I went to Outbacks and I got the 150-ounce steak. I'm not eating that whole 150-ounce steak, you friggin' psychos. I'm sharing it with my family. My dogs love it. I bring home a bunch of that for my dogs, my mom. So a lot of it is I'm sharing it. It's not, people have this impression like I'm eating the whole 150 ounces. No, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? So a lot of the stuff I do is for entertainment purposes only. It's for show. And I explain that to people. I tell people this, but still people love to criticize me. They're like, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. A lot of it is just because it's like a theatrical thing. It's for entertainment purposes only. People still don't get it, but what are you going to do? But I guess that's pretty much the point of the live stream. Don't do things like an idiot. Think things out. Everything in your life, think things out. Go into something. I think going into something negative is the king. Is the king. You want to hear what the negative is king? Always be prepared to lose something. And then if you win, you feel great, don't you? Well, let me read this here. I watch your lives because I like you, Apefather. Keep doing you and just brush off these haters. Gotta go. Well, thank you, Hulk Hogan. I like you too, brother. You're a good man. Hulk Hogan is a legend. I love Hulk Hogan. Grew up with Hulk Hogan, man, the best of all time. So have a great day, brother. God bless you. Um, you know, as I'm getting older in life now, 46 years old, I am starting to think things out more. When I was younger, man, I was a disaster. Oh man, I was a disaster when I was young. I didn't think things out. I always went into everything optimistic. I always went to everything I did, you know, I'm gonna win, everything is gonna work out, and I never looked at the downside of anything. I never looked at the downside of anything. Like I'll give you an example, right? I had a business when I was in my 20s. I had an office, if you can believe this, in the Empire State Building. I had an office at 21 years old. Can you believe this? People were in shock. I was around the most successful people in New York City, the top lawyers, everybody. They're like, how the FUCK did this 21-year-old kid get an office in the Empire State Building? It was just always a dream of mine. I wanted to have my own office. I saved up like $40,000. I was always a great salesperson. I've been in sales my whole life. I could sell ice to Eskimos. Like I'm a great salesperson. I saved up money. I started a business. It was called an event. It was like an invention. Back in those days, everybody was doing the inventions. So I had like patent attorneys. I had all these people working for me. And the gist of the story, I went into the business thinking I was gonna win. That was it. I was thinking I was gonna win. I didn't really take into consideration that you gotta have like 5 years of all of your expenses when you start a business up front. In other words, you have to anticipate how much you're paying, in terms of salaries, how much you're paying in terms of rent, how much you're paying in terms of all your expenses. You gotta have like, so let's call it $100,000. Let's say you're spending $100,000 a year on all your expenses. You gotta have about 5 years up front. You got to have $500,000 when you're starting a business. 5 years of all of your expenses up front before you start that business. But I didn't think that way when I was a kid. I just went in and went 40,000. Did the business work out? No. It lasted about a year. Now the question is, why didn't it work out? Okay, it didn't work out because I wasn't prepared. You understand? I went into it like a hot shot. I was young. I was 21 years old. I went into it like a hot shot, okay? And as I'm getting older now in my life, I'm becoming much more conservative in my life. I'm becoming very conservative. I think things out now. Before I jump, I really, really think things out. I go into things with a very negative attitude now. The last thing I think that really taught me this lesson was AMC. I went into AMC thinking I was going to win. I went into AMC thinking I'm definitely winning this. I'm going to become like, I get life changing wealth, generational wealth. It didn't work out. AMC turned out to be a disaster. Okay. But why did all of this happen? I put too much money into it. I didn't think it out. I went into it thinking I was going to win when I should have went into it thinking I was going to lose. See, here's the key. Every single thing in your life, you got to go into it with a negative attitude. You got to go into it say, I'm going to lose. It doesn't matter if it's a casino. It doesn't matter if you're starting a business. It doesn't matter anything you do. You got to go into it with the attitude, I'm going to lose. Now, here's the next thing you got to do. How much money can I lose? Like, how much money can I afford to lose where it won't hurt me? You see what I'm trying to say? How much money can I afford to lose where I'm not going to feel the pinch? Okay, because if you put too much money into something and you really can't afford what you're doing, you're going to feel a pinch if it doesn't work out. That's what happened to me with AMC. I put like a psychopath, like a psycho. I put hundreds of thousands of dollars into AMC, hundreds of thousands, because I was shooting for not a home run. I was shooting for a grand slam. I wanted a grand slam. I've learned my lesson now. I've learned my lesson now. I become much more conservative, much more smarter. I think things out. I don't jump anymore. So the point is that you could do everything you want in life as long as if you do it reasonable. You got to be smart. You got to think things out. You got to be reasonable. Okay? Always be prepared to lose, and then you might just win. But go into it thinking you're going to lose. Say, how much could I lose? How much could I afford to lose? Only bet, gamble, whether it be a casino, whether it be a business, whether it be a stock market. You should only go into something, anything that has risk in life. Anything that has risk in life, what can I afford to lose that won't affect my life? And if it's going to affect your life, you shouldn't do it. That's my, I'm not giving any financial advice. I'm just an entertainer. You got to do whatever you feel is best. But if you're putting something in the stock market that you can't afford to lose, if you're gambling money that you can't afford to lose, then you have no business doing it, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But with that said, I'm going to run right now. I'm going to be making a lot of live streams, a lot of different topics. I guess this topic was, does gambling ruin your lives? Does investing in the stock market ruin your lives? No. You ruin your lives. You gotta have the right attitude. You gotta be responsible. You gotta be smart. You gotta think things out. You can't jump in life. You gotta think things out before you do it. When you know something has a strong level of risk, meaning there's a lot of risk that you could lose things, you gotta say to yourself, do I want to go down there with everything I got? Do I want to go down there with my entire bank account, my credit cards? Do I want to take out margins? No, because that's excess. That's too much. You're not thinking it out. You're not being smart. You can't really blame the casino for that. That's your decision. That's you being a lunatic. That's you going down thinking you're going to win when ultimately you should be thinking you're going to lose. And you should also be thinking, how much could I lose that won't affect my life? You got to be smart in life. And I hope that this video helps people out. I really don't want to see people get hurt anymore. I don't want to see people get hurt in the stock market. I don't want to see people get hurt in casinos. I don't want to see people get hurt with alcohol or with there's nothing wrong. You want to know the funny thing is, I see a lot of guys who are alcoholics and they destroy their lives. And it gets to the point where they become afraid to have even one drink. Like, I can't have one drink. If something happens in my mind, I gotta have 10 drinks. I gotta have 20 drinks. I gotta have 50 drinks. I gotta have this. I gotta. But you see a common element with everybody in life. You see a common element with gambling. You know what I mean? You see a common element with the stock market. All of these addictions, all of these, it's called excess. It's called excess. Okay. And people, I don't know. I look, people say they have no control over it. What's your opinion? Do you really feel people have no control? Why are these same people? Like I said, remember that analogy I gave you earlier? Why is it that guy who lost 50,000, my friend who was the doctor, the physical therapist, he lost $50,000 in one night gambling at a casino. Why did he break the casino apart? Why did he take the roulette table, flip it over? Why did he start like attacking people? Why did he walked out like a gentleman? After he lost $50,000, he walked out. He was very respectful. He said goodnight to everybody. He said goodnight to the security guards, and he went back to his room. So I'm trying to make a point. He had control. Why did he have control? Because he didn't want to go to jail, right? He didn't want to wreck the place. Okay, so these are the same people who are trying to explain to you they have no control. This is what they're saying to you. They're saying to you, I have no control. That's why I lost 50,000. But yet I had enough control that after I lost, I accepted it. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't go friggin' ballistic. So they do have control. I don't know how much I believe in addiction. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much I believe in it because look, people are civilized. Even gamblers, if you want to know the truth, because I just proved it to you. I just proved to you a gambler is civilized. Because after they lost $50,000, like they didn't go crazy. They didn't start friggin' wrecking the place. They didn't start like friggin' anarchy. They didn't start chaos. So they do have a level of control. I just think what it is that like people have this thing where I'll give you an example, right? I know I'm going to go to jail. If I rob a bank, I'm going to go to jail. If I wreck the casino, I'm going to go to jail. If I cause all this chaos, I'm going to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail, so I'm not going to do none of those things. So why can't you have that same attitude before you go to the casino? You see what I'm trying to say? Why can't you have that same attitude? Why can't you say, if I lose $10,000, it's going to ruin my life. It's going to destroy my life. It's going to destroy my family. I'm not going to do it. I will not bring $10,000 with me to the casino. So, like, in other words, kind of like have this, like, this presumption, like you're going to lose. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Before you go to the casino, you got to think this out before you go. You got to say to yourself, I'm most likely losing. Not going to win. I say about 95% I'm going to lose. Okay. How much could I afford to lose? That won't hurt my family. That won't hurt my life. If I lost $1,000, that's not going to kill me. So do you see what I'm trying to say? Instead of bringing $10,000, instead of bringing $20,000, bring $1,000. Have a fun time. Get yourself a nice dinner. Get yourself a couple of drinks. You know what I mean? And yeah, and you enjoy yourself. And it's no different than any form of entertainment, right? Like if you go to a restaurant and you spend $500 or $400, I'm a big spender. I'm a big spender at restaurants. You're going there with the intention of spending money, right? You're not going to a restaurant thinking you're going to make money. So it's the same thing with a casino. You should go to a casino thinking, I'm going to lose money. That's the key. And then ask yourself, how much could I afford to lose? Casinos shouldn't destroy lives. This is the whole point of this live streams. Nothing should really destroy your life. If you think it out, if you're level-headed, then you will not let nothing destroy your life. Okay? You got to be level-headed. You got to think things out before you do it. You ever hear that expression? Think before you do. All right? So with that said, I'm out of here. V for victory. Everything I said in this live stream has not been financial advice. I am not a financial planner. Everything I said has been for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams. So on the way to 1 million live streams, we're going to do it. V for victory.